All right. Um, in the first two videos, we started writing handout 6 and have done the tasks until page 6. We talked about how to write a topic sentence, major, minor sentences for a reason paragraph. And we talked about some structures that we can use in our minor sentences as well. Now we are on page 6. I would like you to have a look at task 12. There's a sample paragraph. Please pause the video now and read the paragraph and analyze it. And please fill in the blanks in this outline here. All right. I suppose you filled in the blanks in the outline of the sample paragraph. And maybe you checked your answers already. Here are the answers for the outline. Maybe you have some slightly different words, which is okay as long as you have the major and minor ideas. And I would like to draw your attention to some points here. So as you see, there are 3 majors, and each majors are supported with 2 minor ideas. And as you see, sometimes you can support your major with a minor idea, and then you can use a linker like in addition, moreover, and then you can present another minor idea. And the writer supported these minor ideas with examples, as you see here. Another way to write your minor explanations, minor sentences, is to, after the major, to write the minor and explain it even further in another minor. As you see with the arrows here, this is a good way to write your minors. This is a good way to explain your major. This is also possible, this way, in the first major, is also possible to explain your major. Let's have a look at this paragraph in detail too. I highlighted the topic sentence, majors, and the summary sentence with the same color and the minors with another color. I want to draw your attention to some structures that we have already mentioned in the previous tasks. So, people do sports for 3 main reasons: a nice topic and a nice controlling idea. And then there are 3 majors, and the writer used first of all, secondly, and finally to start the major sentences. The writer did not forget to use the commas here, be careful. And all my major sentences are full sentences. This is also important, we talked about it, right? And let's have a look at some linkers that the writer made use of. Here we see in addition at the beginning of a sentence. What were the other linkers that we can use instead of in addition? Moreover, furthermore, besides, also, right? And then the writer used such as here with a comma before it to give examples. And as you see, the writer listed the examples like that, and it's not in a full sentence form. And for the second major, we see because to link 2 sentences like this, as you see. And what else can we use instead of because? Let's remember, as or since, right? And for the third major, we see, for example, at the beginning of a sentence like that, to give an example with a comma after it. What else can we use instead of for example? Let's remember, for instance, and to illustrate, right? And how about the summary sentence? To sum up, many people choose to do sports because it is good for their physical and psychological health and social life. This is important, guys, because if you have a summary sentence as your conclusion sentence, when you mention one of the majors, you have to mention all the majors. So let's remember, people prefer to do sports in order to be healthier. They feel psychologically better. They want to socialize. So as you see here, the writer mentioned all three majors in the summary sentence. And it would also make your summary sentence reader friendly if the majors are stated in the same order that is stated in the paragraph. What do I mean? The first major was about physical health, the second major was about psychological health, and the third major is about social life, socializing. Okay, so if you have a summary sentence, be careful about this point too. Let's continue with part B on page 7. Please pause the video and read the explanations under this title first. When you're asked to write an opinion paragraph, the writing task may not start with a question word like why or what are the reasons, but still you may need to give reasons to support your ideas. What type of a question are we talking about then? Let's have a look at the sample here. Look, what do you think is the most useful food? So when the question is something like this, you will be expected to have a topic sentence like the following. Let's have a look. Of all the foods in the world, I think that corn is the most useful. This will be your topic sentence, and in your major sentences, you will give different reasons to explain why you think corn is the most useful food. Okay? And be careful, because the question asks, what do you think? You need to use some I language like I believe, to me, I think, or I don't think, or in my opinion. And you can also make use of the modal should, because this is your idea and you think it should be this, or or some phrases like the best, the worst, one of the best, one of the worst. Yes, and then your majors, as I said before, your majors will be some reasons, and for the reasons, you will explain them with minors, and in your minors you can provide examples. Again, you can use of the transition words to support your idea even further. All right. Now let's have a look at task 13. Let me do it like this. Let's have a look at task 13. There is a well-written opinion paragraph. The writer states why almonds are one of the nature's greatest gifts. Pause the video now, read this paragraph, analyze it, and answer the questions below, please. Okay, I assume you finished the task. Let's have a closer look at the paragraph together. So the writer thinks almonds are one of the nature's greatest gifts, and the writer provides two reasons. First of all, almonds are very nutritious, and the writer focuses on why almonds are nutritious in these minor sentences here. It talks about its nutrients. These nutrients keep the body healthy. It's a much better snack than chips or crackers. So it's quite persuasive, right? How about the second major? Almonds can be turned into other useful beauty products. So the writer focuses on another benefit of almonds here. It explains the oil that comes from them is a beneficial ingredient in beauty products. The writer gives an example: lotions, soaps. It is also used in some shampoos. So all these minors persuade the reader that almond is one of nature's greatest gifts. And then the writer has a nice conclusion sentence here. So you will be expected to write a similar paragraph now. On page 9, you see your writing task, which is what is the best means of transport? Please don't forget to brainstorm and outline your ideas first, and then write your paragraph. When you write your paragraph, you can choose some ideas here, or you can come up with your own ideas. After you write your paragraph, you're going to share it with your class teacher and get feedback. Finally, you have a second writing task on page 12. And in this writing task, you are going to practice taking some ideas from a reading text and inserting them into your paragraph. Remember, you did a similar exercise in writing handout 5 as well. The important point here is, let's have a look at the task first. Why are credit cards popular? So there are some reading short texts here that can give you some ideas that you can make use of in your paragraph. But what is the important point here? You cannot copy and paste the sentences from the readings as they are. You need to paraphrase them. This is the first important thing. You need to paraphrase. You cannot copy and paste a sentence from a reading into your writing directly. What is the second important thing? As it is stated here, you have to use the relevant information. Be careful. Not all the information given below in the texts is relevant. So you have to be selective. You have to choose the ideas from these reading texts that can be good for your paragraph, that can support your ideas why credit cards are so popular. All right? All right, we finished writing handout 6. You can watch all these 3 videos again and again until everything is clear. Then you can write your paragraphs, both tasks, and share them with your class teacher. Have a nice day.